Welcome to the Certified Badass Online Marketing Podcast, where being a badass has less to do with what you wear and what music you listen to, and everything to do with whether you've got the thriving online business of your dreams. I'm your renegade thinking Harvard Law grad turned online entrepreneur host, Bobby Klink. In my years building my thriving business, the most important lesson I've learned is that being a badass online marketer isn't about secret strategies or ninja tactics. It's about doing the basic stuff right and showing the F up. So each week here on the show, you'll get clear, easy to execute guidance on how to build your online business and a swift kick in the ass or two to make sure you're getting it done. Hey there, welcome to today's Friday live edition of the Certified Badass Online Marketing Podcast. I am your host, Bobby Klink, and I'm excited for today's episode because I'm going to be talking about something that I've been thinking about recently, which is and it really came up, actually, I'd been thinking about it before, but it came up in a discussion I was having yesterday with one of my coaching clients in a VIP day I was doing with her. And it's the concept that I don't want my students to be beholden to me forever. I want my students to outgrow me. I want my students to get to the point that they don't need me and that they become my peers, not my students. And I wanted to talk about that for a bit today and kind of give people some insight into why it is that I'm doing that, and then what that means, kind of how that changes things about the way I operate my business and how not my business, but my training and building training and the things that I'm teaching people. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Before I dive in, this week's episode, like all of them recently, is brought to you by Badass Online Marketing University, which is my completely free training program that, I want to be clear, it's not a bunch of junk we're throwing together. We are creating courses that most other people would sell individually as signature courses. It'd be $1,000, $2,000 and more. And we're simply putting them into Badass Online Marketing University and giving it away absolutely free because I'm crazy like that. Right now, the course that's in there is Online Marketing Foundations, which will teach you the fundamental marketing principles and how to take fundamental marketing principles that professionals use and apply them to the online world. So that's what's in there now, but we're adding more courses as we change our tech stack. We anticipate there will be at least 3, hopefully 4 more courses added by the end of March. Now, with that, you can sign up by heading to bobbyklink.com/BOMU. That's BOMU. Now, with that, I want to talk about today's episode. I want to dive into this idea of why it is that I want my people to outgrow me, because it's kind of weird and it's kind of this strange thing, because one of the things that I talk about and I believe in is that the style of marketing I employ is not about a one-hit wonder. It's about building lifetime customer value. It's about kind of serving people so that they come back and so that they want to work with me over and over again, not just kind of they get some value from me once and then they're done. So with that, you might say, well, if that's your approach, Bobby, wouldn't you want people to be beholden to you forever? And the answer is, I guess maybe I could see why you would think that, but no, not at all. And the reason why is because, candidly, if I treated it that way, I don't think I would keep people beholden to me. But I see a lot of this in the industry where people rely upon their coach, their teacher, whatever the person is that they kind of go to tell them what to do. Every day. I mean, it's like they want that person to tell them, what should I be doing now? And maybe it's not daily, but they want that person and expect that person to be their source for figuring out how they should be building their business over time. And that is kind of the standard industry model that we see. And what I want to say is, I think that's broken. And I think it's broken partly because I can't tell you what to do. And again, I know that's weird for me to say, But I don't believe I can give you a, step by step, follow this exactly, use this exact type of thing, use this exact kind of content, use this exact kind of promotion, use this exact kind of product mix, etc. I can't do that because everybody's business is different. And so my view is that you ultimately are going to know what's best for your business more than I do. Now, you have to get to the point that you're there. But if I can give you the right skill sets, if I can kind of give you the right information, my belief is that you will be in a better position than me to make those decisions. And that's not because I don't have, strong opinions about things, but it's because you know your business, you know your people. I don't. And so what this means is that the way I approach teaching, coaching, everything is different from most people. I'm not teaching strategies and tactics. Now, I talk about strategies and tactics, but at the end of the day, I'm not trying to teach my students, my coaching clients, strategies and tactics. What I'm teaching is marketing principles, marketing fundamentals. I did an episode a while back, I don't even know how long ago, but I did an episode where I shared the concept that I'm blanking on what I was saying, but I shared the concept that there is no roadmap for business. Was one episode, but then another episode is the concept that if you're building an online business, you are a marketer and you have to accept that. And that means you have to understand the whys of marketing. And what I believe is that when I teach my students the whys, the principles, the thinking behind the things, why is it that in a webinar you're doing this, and this? And why is it that when you're creating content, you're focusing on that? If I give them that information and help them understand the things that are behind the tactics, the things that are behind the strategies, they'll be able to actually build their own businesses. They'll be in a position that they can, a year from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, however long it is, kind of pivot and make their own decisions about what's right for them. And that's what I'm saying. When I want you to outgrow me, that's how I help you outgrow me. Now, other people are often simply teaching you, here's what I've done, do exactly what I've done. Or I was talking to one of my students recently who was like in a program and was being told, do it this way. And she was saying, okay, can you explain to me why? And they said, don't ask why, just follow what we're telling you. I'm going to be honest with you. If I heard that from somebody, I would run. And my suggestion to you, if you hear that from someone, you should run. Even if they're going to stress to you that you should follow their guidance, follow their path, they should be willing to tell you why. The only reason that someone wouldn't tell you why, well, there's two. There's two reasons they wouldn't tell you why. Number one, they don't know why. They literally don't understand it and can't explain it, which that's a problem. Or two, they don't want you to understand why, because by keeping you in the dark about the why, they can force you to have to continue to pay them money to tell you what to do. Sorry, not sorry, but that's the reality. Those are the only reasons why someone would refuse. Now, they may say, well, we don't want people getting distracted. I don't care if people are saying that. Helping me understand the why will always make me a better marketer. If I can help you understand the why, understand the thinking, understand the reasoning behind what you're doing, you will be a better marketer, even if you follow my step-by-step method. Because the reality is, even step-by-step methods aren't 100% step-by-step. I mean, again, I'll use the idea of a webinar, and I'll just use the perfect webinar structure that Russell Brunson has out there. Now, when you go and look at it, I mean, there's a lot of things that they're telling you, but then there's like, they'll just kind of tell you that you're going to do 3 to 5 pillars, and I don't remember what Russell teaches, but they're going to say, you're going to teach about these things, right? And it's like, okay, well, what are you going to teach? And understanding what you're trying to accomplish in messaging during any kind of promotion, whether it's a webinar, a challenge, a video series launch, understanding that will help you to perform that better, even if you're simply following and going to use the model. Because when you understand what you're trying to accomplish, you can apply it better. So again, this is kind of the distinction that has arisen between the way I tend to teach and a lot of the other people in the space teach. I'm teaching people the ideas behind it. I'm empowering my students to make the decisions that are right for them. And I'm doing that because I know that marketing isn't something where there is a recipe where I can say, follow these 7 steps in this order and do it exactly like I did it and it's going to work. It just doesn't work that way because there are so many different things. Marketing is an art as much as the science. It is organic. You have to kind of tweak it for your particular situation. So that's why I approach it that way, because I honestly believe that if I didn't treat my students this way as a way of trying to say, I want you to stop like having to learn from me. I want you to get to the point that you are a peer, that you've outgrown me, that you don't need me anymore. If I didn't take that approach, I wouldn't be serving them, because the only way I can teach you how to market is to give you those skill sets that will allow you to outgrow me. That's my why. And I wanted to share that, but also to give you the sense that anyone who is a teacher for you, who is not willing to empower you with those skills, not willing to give you the skill set so that you can outgrow them, is not someone who has your best interest at heart. Or maybe they just don't know why it is that they're teaching you what they're teaching you. So that's it for this episode. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back next Tuesday with yet another episode in our Serve First Way series. Hope you've been enjoying it. In the meantime, if you enjoy this podcast, do me a favor, head over to iTunes, or I guess I should say Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to it, give it a rating and review, and share it with people who should be hearing it. So that's it. Enjoy. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. That's it for this episode of the Certified Badass Online Marketing Podcast. Make sure to tune in next time. And in the meantime, go out and build the badass business of your dreams.